First of all, thank you, Pastor, for talking about the acceptance of homosexuals, because not that many pastors will actually have the same take as you did. I think you need to answer the question again, because you answered from the context of an homosexual who is struggling with his sexual preference. But what we need is guidance in this current climate of radical pro-gay activists that have focused on accepting gay marriages, and where we cannot speak out against them.
If the question is about gay marriages, I think we have to look at that. The way I look at this is that people who are promoting gay marriages or legalization or promotion of gay practices, I think they are probably just looking for a way to defend themselves and to make themselves accepted. I think people who do this are just taking it to the extreme. I think what they really deserve is that, don't touch me. I want to sin, or I like this lifestyle, and I want to live it in a way that you don't touch me. So give me the license, give me the permission to be able to practice my gay lifestyle, just like smokers are given the permission and the license to smoke, just like adulterers. You know, they are not given the license, but they are not killed for it, you know, to commit their adultery or extramarital affairs. Or just like drunkards are given the, maybe not the license to be drunk, but at least they, you know, at least they are not being imprisoned for it. You know, just, I think what they are trying to say is, yes, I might be doing something that is wrong, but don't incriminate me for it. But now, because of the antagonism and because of the resistance they have gone through over the years, my thinking is that these gay people, or people who want to practice this lifestyle, decided to just take it to the other extreme. And by saying, okay, we are going to promote it and we are going to do everything we can to enforce it upon the culture, and to make it so accepted, if not just to us, but to everybody. I think the truth will be somewhere in the middle. I think the truth is that the gay people must be made to know that, just like there was a time where people who use drugs, the drug addicts, they used to be prosecuted and put in prison, that they were using or taking drugs or heroin. Later on, that was changed a little bit. They started prosecuting people who were selling almost drugs, and not those who were using it. So, because the people who were using drugs were later regarded as victims, as people who are sick, as people who need help. I think that might be the way I will probably approach the question of homosexuality. I think people who practice homosexuality, it might be, in my view, better to look at them as people who are victims or who are having issues, but should they be imprisoned or killed, like in some society, for it? I'm not sure. Maybe what we should do is to rather incriminate the propagation of it, the propagation of homosexuality. And so if you want to, if you are homosexual or you like that lifestyle, we love you, and we will accept you, but not your lifestyle. So, and we would like to let you know that you could be helped, and that you know, we should focus on ministering to these kind of people, and to letting them know, just like I could be set free from smoking, Just like I could be helped and get delivered from drinking, just like I could be helped and be delivered from adultery, so also could a gay person be helped and delivered from his addiction, from his sexual sins. Um, but the thing that I would like us to let the gay people know that even though we accept them, but they must know that that lifestyle is a sin in the eye of God. And not just because it is a homosexual lifestyle, but any sexual lifestyle that is contrary to the way the creator of the universe prescribed it to be is a sin. So even legitimate sex, I mean even normal sex, when it is not between married people, it's also a sin. So it's as bad as homosexual. So the same thing with the homosexuals. So if you want to look at it that way, that even though you might have that practice or that leaning, that you could all actually be set free from it, just like adulterers are set free, just like prostitutes are set free, just like drunkards are set free, just like smokers are set free. But to now take it and make everybody in the culture or in this country accept or that lifestyle will be totally wrong. Just like you cannot make everybody in the society to accept the lifestyle of adultery or to accept the lifestyle of smoking or drinking. We are still going to fight against these things because they are not healthy, and there are consequences to all of these things. So just like there are consequences to smoking, drinking, there is consequences to homosexuality. So and it has been proven that AIDS is spread faster among homosexuals. So that's one of the consequences. So the fact that a society should never entertain or talk less of legalize homosexuality is a fact that should be established everywhere. We should not accept or compromise to the extent of making it an acceptable practice in the society. And if we are going to make homosexuality to be accepted as legal marriages, that is even worse, because that is an open rebellion against the Maker. And the way the Maker made us is that we should be different, is that opposites only attract, and that marriages should only be among men and women. And so to now say we have become so liberal as to entertaining or even legalizing marriage between gays and homosexuality is the height of the falling of human nature. And is that there is just no way that God's judgment will not come upon such a society. That is something that Christians should not only talk about or condemn in the media. We must set up a program whereby we as a society open a dialogue. And that dialogue must include the homosexuals themselves. And we must concede some ground as Christians. And the way I see that we could concede our ground as Christians is to remove the criminality and to not to incriminate people who practice homosexuality, but people who promote it and people who enforce it, especially to children or to other people. And and I think we should then demand as Christians that, okay, if we accept that you will not be incriminated for the practice, then you must also accept that this practice would never be legalized in the sense of becoming marriages or becoming, something that the society has come to accept as the legal union between you know, between a husband, I mean, wife, two women, and between two males and two women, that should be illegal. So I think if everybody is just on their own side, opposite side, and you know, then only the person who gets to the place of authority will impose their will upon the other people. So to avoid that, I think there must be some form of discussions. There must be some form of compromise. But the way it is happening now, that some powerful nations are making other smaller nations to just accept the gay lifestyle and to accept it as marriage, and you know, just without even considering the feelings of other people in the society, I think is totally wicked. And I think it is just abomination. I think it is coming from the pit of hell. I think Satan is trying to use whole nations to propagate wrong value system. And even though I understand, as much as I could, I try to understand where these people are coming from. And, you know, I'm trying to have empathy and to have feelings for people who are struggling with homosexuality, and, you know, which is a reality, who are not bad people. Some people are good people, but they struggle with sin. And so I'm thinking of how do we understand their suffering? How do we empathize with them and sympathize with them without condemning them? But also, how do we also let them know that we understand and they could be delivered? I know they could be delivered because God delivers people from sin. And Jesus died for sin. And I know people who have been delivered in our church, in our church here, I know all of our churches from homosexualism. I know people could be helped, and I know it doesn't matter. I don't want to join the argument. Were they born with it or they were not born with it? I don't care. But they could be delivered from it. If just like I was born with the desire for opposite direction, opposite sex, and you know, even though I'm married and I still have desire for them, but I must regulate that. I must control myself. Even though it is born, inbuilt desire in me to want to have sex, even though I'm not married as a single person, but still it must be done in a legitimate and legal way. So also with homosexuals, it doesn't matter if they are born with it or they are not born with it. Since they have that desire, we could let them know that there is deliverance from it. They could get help from it. But those who don't want to get help and want to practice it, please go ahead and practice it with people who are like you, but don't make it into marriage. And don't make it, we will not prosecute you, but we will not be made to accept it, and as it is against the order of nature. And if you are doing it, you know there's a consequence for it. There is a consequence of what happened to all sinners. If you are living and you are embracing sin, you die. And you die and go to hell. And we should let people know of that consequence. And also, we must let people know that there are other consequences while you're still here on the earth as well. But you know, you don't have to face those consequences. You could be delivered, and you could be healed, and you could be helped. But to now make that an acceptable lifestyle in the society is putting that society under the judgment of God. I don't know if I give the answer to the question or not, or if I'm clear enough or not, but you know, I try to look at it from different angles.
You did, sir. Thank you very much.